The first thing people do when they get money abroad is to build a home back home. But you know what happens is that drains your resources, and you cannot save to buy a home where you're living right now. And I've seen many stories of people building homes, and when they go back, they sleep in hotels, right? Because the home is not finished, or the home is far away, or the home is not nice. So, here is the thing. We are going to do a little bit of mind reset, okay? If you want to be wealthy tomorrow in Canada, where you are right now, every money you send home away from you, or every money you give to your landlord, is money that you are losing. If you put that money together, and then you own your own home, that means that when the time comes for you to go back to Uganda or Kenya or wherever you came from, you can sell that home, okay, and go back with money instead of having a home that you built 10 years ago that is already out of fashion. You get my point? Yes. So don't build a home now because you are not in Uganda or you are not in Kenya right now. And the thing is that the people you live there are going to be living in that home, but you are not going to be living in it. And because it's not their home, they're not going to take as much care as you would if you were living there. So let us look at the way India is doing. I follow the way the Asians in general do business, personal finance. When they are leaving Bombay or wherever they're coming from, you know what they do with their houses? They sell them. Because they know they are going to be here for 10 years, right? So they sell those houses and bring the money here and buy a home here. So after 10 years, a house that they bought at around $300,000 or $400,000 has doubled in value or even much more, and then they sell it and then go back. But remember, after 10 years, a house that was $300,000 is 1.3 million in Canada. So it's easier for them to get the 1.3 million and go back to India with 1.3 million, and they buy a house there of 300,000 and keep $1 million extra. You get the math?
Yeah.
So we do it the other way around. We send money home, we build a house for 150 million or 200 million, and then by the time we go there, it's still, the value is the same. And we have spent 10 years away. You get the point? So that means that you have lost an opportunity to build equity while you are in Canada because you wanted to do something back home, which does not benefit you at all. You get my point?
Yeah.
So what is the Uganda Cooperative Society trying to do? We are going to ask each and every one of you who wants to join us, every month you save a small portion of your income, okay? The minimum is $300, and then we put it together in a pool. And once we do that, we are going to build our own homes here. Yes.
I'm going to request all of us to move forward. Let's kindly move forward if we are a part of this. All those who are over on that side, let's move forward, please. Let's come here, let's concentrate. This is very important. I have requested you to move forward. Let's move forward and occupy the front seats. We need to continue quickly, so please move forward. Are you a part of this? Okay. This way. Let's move here. Let's move here. And if you're kindly not a part of what we are doing right now, we are going to request you to move to the banquet hall. Okay? Let's move to the banquet hall. If you are not a part of this, kindly move to the banquet hall.
40,000 actually, 10%, because it was a first-time buyer. So when you first-time buy, the down payment is less. And he had a good job, so the interest rate was less also, the mortgage. So he held on to this house until COVID came in 2020, okay? So when COVID came, house prices went up because everybody was going into real estate. Remember, everything was shut down, no business was operating. And guess how much he sold the house for? Close to $1 million. That is insane, you know. So there is no business that you can do in this country or even back home that can have a return on investment of that kind of knowledge. You get my point? We do a lot of things. I have another friend, he built several rentals. I also built rentals back home. We have done all this stuff, right? And my sister was helping me to collect the rent. But the tenants were not paying, right? So I said, okay, let me get a company to help me collect the rent back home. And then the tenants realized that this is a company, they don't work on weekends. So they said, good. So they stopped paying at all. It's now 3 months, we haven't gotten anything, even if the company is not collecting the rent. But remember, KCCA wants property tax. You have all these wear and tear going on. Then there is an electricity bill that you have to deal with, and you are 10,000 miles away. And every person you say, oh, can you go check on my houses? It's like, yeah. I went there, and he's just watching the Arsenal game. Didn't go, right? So these headaches, if you are in real estate back home or any other business, you know what I'm talking about. Things aren't moving. Why? Because the work ethics of those people is different from the work ethics that we have adapted when we come here. These are people we love, parents, cousins, sisters, siblings. You get my point? They're not bad people, but they cannot manage our hard-earned money. They cannot. And it is wrong for us who are seated here to be angry that your relatives are mismanaging your money. Why should you be angry? You gave them a responsibility which they cannot afford to handle without your presence. You get my point? So we have to change things. Put the money where your mouth is. And then when it's time for you to go back home and retire, come to the cooperative and say, hey, by the way, I own so many shares in the cooperative. How much is this worth in the current market rate? I want to go home. And then we get the accountants in to tabulate, you started contributing in this month, in this year, and this is how much real estate we have accumulated, okay? Now, if you want to sell your house, we have a buyer within the community who wants to buy it, and this is how much you're getting. If you have $1 million, can you fail to make it back home? No. You cannot. But we are buying land when we are here, and then you go back after 5 years, and somebody has built a house on your land, and then you have to be in court for 5 years. It's too much headache. I built a hotel. Guess what? This guy comes in and blocks the road. He first came to me and said, hey, hello, I'm told you are the owner of this place. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, your neighbor. I want to buy this place. I'm like, no, I'm not selling. He's a military guy. Back home. So he's like, okay, hands up. Next thing I'm told that he blocked the road. No access. So we go to the lands, and then the lands people give us the titles and say, oh no, he made a mistake. Okay? Then we are in court. You get a point. So all these examples go to show you that unless you are physically around in our country, in most cases things don't move according to your plan. Even if you have a good plan. Now, What is the Uganda Cooperative Society? The Uganda Cooperative Society has a mission, and this mission is to help us, you, me, my sisters here, my brothers there, to bring money together every month, small amounts, and then we purchase land. And once we do that, because I'm in real estate, I've been working in real estate for the last 6 years, since I've been in this country, I've only done one thing, okay? So we go to the city of Toronto, tell them, look, this is the land that we own, we want to build affordable housing here. They'll give us the necessary permits that we need. It's a long process, it's expensive, but trust me, it's possible. I have been to very many projects that I've been partner with, and people have just started with small amounts of money, and by the time they get all the permits, the land they bought at $100,000 is worth $1 million, because now it has the permits. And it's the same land, right? But because people come in and they cannot do the legwork of the paperwork, go to City Hall, wait, fill paperwork, submit this and that. So people get afraid. A house that could cost $300,000 now is $700,000. Why? Because the cost of labor is very high. The lawyers, the accountants, the tax people, you know, all these people cost money. But if we can do that ourselves, you know, that means that you and I would save on that money and be able to build our own homes at roughly $350,000 instead of $1 million. You get the point? Yeah. So how does it work? So if we are looking at 300 members, each one contributing $300, and that would make us $90,000 a month. You get the math?
Yeah.
So when we get the $90,000 per month, we are going to buy a piece of land within a period of 1 year, and then we are going to get it gazetted and zoned according to the code, the building codes of the area. So we get the permits, we get the plans, and every step we go, we come back to you and say, this is the step we are at. What do you think? This is the step we are at. What do you think? Okay? So on this place, we will build 10 homes, and 30 homes, and each home will be owned by 10 people. That's how a cooperative works. Now, 10 people will be in one house, a townhouse, will be a townhouse, going up 4 floors, right? And it's owned by 10 people. So if we continue on that streak, we build another 30 houses. Now these people have been 10, will be divided into 2. And then one house will be owned by 5, and the other house will be owned by 5. So you get the point. Now we have 60 houses. Okay? Now if we continue contributing, these people who have been 5 will reduce to 2.5. And eventually each home will be owned by an individual. That is the plan. It's doable.
Yeah.
I've studied cooperatives for the last 5 years. I've seen them work, and I've seen people get their home keys, and some of them who don't want to live in the area because their job is not there, they put a tenant and still get money out of it, right? Or if you want to go back home, you're like, I'm leaving, and then you say, I want to sell my shares to a member of the cooperative, and that person will go, maybe get a loan or something, and buy your shares. You know? So it's all about, you know, getting together. And let me tell you something. There are so many people in this room who do not have good credit. You get the point?
Yes.
In that, if you go to a bank and say, hey, I want to buy a house, I have $50,000 down payment, the bank will say, okay, you know, the way they adjust their glasses and type the figures in. They'll say, look, your credit score
It's low.
sucks. That's the word they use. Sorry, can't help you. Okay? But if you, for instance, if you make a decision to say, okay, let me join these people, I'm not going to do it alone. Out of the 10, there is somebody working at PricewaterhouseCoopers, has a very good salary. There is someone whose score is 800 and you have never seen it anywhere. And you'll be like, wow, these ladies you see, they have very nice scores because they don't gamble with their money. They're very strong. You get it? And you are like, you've never seen a score that high, and that member is in your group. So if we go to the banks, we have partnerships with Scotiabank, Royal Bank of Canada, and CIBC. They are our partners. So when we go to them and say, hey, this unit number 106 is owned by Janat, Kalule, Mugaru, Bossa, Purity, and so on. They will add the income, okay, and then they will add the scores, and you pass. Simply by coming together with other people. That is how cooperatives work. The problem, the reason so many Ugandans don't have houses today is because they try to do it on their own. And it's not that they do not have the money sometimes, but the problems they have back home are so many. The dependency syndrome is so high. You get the point?
Yeah.
Every one of you could be paying school fees for someone they have never even seen. Or someone who didn't come out of your belly. And you are paying school fees for. The whites don't do that. It's us Africans who do that. Because we have the sense of community. We help each other. Okay? We help each other. Your mother is sick, you send money. Your sister is sick, you send money. At the end of the day, you cannot put down $100,000 to buy a home. Because with 600 score on the FICO score, the credit score, you have to put up $100,000 cash. Now, where are you gonna get it? When everything you get on the 31st or 30th goes to the landlord and goes back home, and then you pay the bills, the car, the insurance, everything, and you have nothing. So, this is the thing. If you're interested, you register with Edgar here, put your name, put your phone number, put your email address, and then we will contact you and have a meeting when the payments are going to start, and we see how we are going to collect it from you into the company account. So we maintain accounts in a way that you get a statement monthly, like we can do it monthly or every quarterly. Actually, it should be every quarterly, you know. And then you see your contributions, and you keep tabs of it. It's very transparent. There is no saying that, oh, I didn't get, you get a receipt for every payment. And in the case you have a problem and you want to leave, okay, you say, okay, this is the administrative fee, we are going to deduct it, which is a small amount, and get your money back. Good luck. And that's it. So, do we have any questions? Yes, please, come forward and ask.
Thank you very much, sir. I wanted to ask, how long is the collection going to take?
Thank you very much. So the initial project is going to be 2 years because we collect monthly. So we expect to build the first 30 houses in the first 2 years. And then those ones are the ones we are going to give the 10 members. So each member will own part of that house. And these houses are going to be in Ontario, so we're not going very far. We hope to be around an hour's drive from Toronto, so we don't want to go very far so that the value keeps growing. But the collections will last 2 years. The first project.
Thank you. I'm Julius Tamale. The program, after they're supposed to save 300 per month, minimum, isn't there in a way where you can accommodate newcomers who have not yet got jobs?
Well, the first requirement of making contributions is that you have a work permit and a job. Okay? So if you don't have a job and a work permit, please try to get those two sorted out. Summer is coming up, jobs are going to be plenty. We don't want to get somebody registered and then they have to give us their social assistance. That would be terrible. Okay? So you need to get a job as fast as you can, and then you can join the cooperative, because the cooperative means we bring together the little that you have. If you want to pay your 2 years payments in once or whatever, it's up to you, but you must have an income that can enable you to pay the minimum of $300 a month, and then you can join the cooperative. Yes?
Do I really have to come?
No, you can't.
Does everybody qualify? Because we go to banks and they tell us, oh, you have a temporary job, you don't qualify for mortgage. Or you're single, you're by yourself, you don't qualify. Does everybody qualify in this cooperative?
Yeah, in this one, as long as you are legally employed and you are legally a resident of Canada, you qualify, because you are not buying this house as you. You are 10 people on one house. So it means that if you don't have the score, the credit score, your other people might have it. If your income is low, your other people's income is higher. So we look at the 10 individuals' income and then put them on one property. Yeah. And then as we build more properties, the number of individuals per property keep reducing until each individual will have their own property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
It's Uganda Cooperative Society, right?
Yes, please.
Volume.
I did not hear that one of the preconditions is you must be Ugandan. Do we have that, or we accommodate our neighbors and non-Ugandan?
Yeah, we accommodate non-Ugandans. Non-Ugandans have to be seconded by a Ugandan so that we know them. For instance, I joined the Nigerian circle when I just came here. It was for Nigerians, and they were collecting money and giving people money to buy cars for, Uber and so on. So the Nigerians, if you wanted to join them, the Nigerian would sponsor you. So that person should say, I know this person. If this person, we don't see him anymore, you are the one to tell us what to do, right?
So in that regard, can a parent sponsor their child?
Yes, please.
So assuming someone has a family of 5, can
Yes.
they contribute in kind of a family share, even though the kids are not of the legal age, but the parent of course is?
Yes, the parent will own the shares until the child is of age. So that means that 5 people times 300, that's 1,500. Yes, please.
So the $300 payments, monthly payments, are they running for 1 year, 2 years? How long?
2 years. Yeah. So we want to get the first project done in 2 years. So the 10 houses are built. The 30 houses are built. Yes, please.
Yeah, well, my name is Brian. We want to talk about administration. Some people have been given to court for decisions.
Yes, I don't hear any problem.
You should also elaborate more about the decisions. People are not going to court because we are not at the same level when we come to Canada here. Most of us are new, of which we have also the idea because it's a beautiful idea. What if somebody has got onto the cooperative project and God forbid the decision is not good? What's the go forward for that person? Then the other thing is, I was talking of contributing the $300 every month, and some are not really working, some don't even have the work permits yet, some don't have even the jobs yet. How are we making it? How are we going to make it to see that we are on to a power, we are on to the same level? Because my brother Gala said, could be paying this month, and I don't pay this month. Maybe is it going to be like I'll be like is the cooperative owe me somebody because I didn't pay instead of you paying the other time? I don't know if you get it. That's my question.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so he asked that some of them are not going to court to get a hearings, and what if the hearing is not friendly and they have to leave the country and go back home? Okay, so in case you have to leave the cooperative, for instance, you have been contributing every month for the last 10 months. That's $3,000, right? So that means that you come to the cooperative and say, hey, I have been contributing, but I have to leave. Okay, so there is a charge for the administration of the office, and that charge is 10%. And so we deduct that and give you back the rest, and then you can leave. Because we have made commitments with property developers that, look, we are going to build this thing, and now if you withdraw that money, we have to find it from elsewhere to cover that cost. You get the point. But we'll make a deduction and then give you back the rest. You asked about some people not being on the same page and all this kind of thing. Look, this is why a cooperative is needed, because if your income is not as high as his income, the two of you are on the same property, okay? What we do normally is encourage you to make the payments. If you cannot make the payments, come and tell us that, look, I either have to leave or I need 2 months break, and then I sort myself, then next month I'll catch up. It's all about communication, but the most important thing, don't stress yourself if you cannot raise the $300. You can wait until your circumstances change, and then you can join the cooperative. Because it is serious business, okay? We don't want to go into something and then we have people who are not serious. So when you get in, you have to be all in like the pastor told us. You have to stretch and touch, right? Don't wait to be touched. And once you are not ready to make that leap of faith, then wait until you are ready. You understand? It's not a circle. Some people might think it is a circle, where I call in and say, oh, you see this and that. No, it's not. It is something that is serious. You are going to be a homeowner in this country, and it's going to be your home. You can do whatever you want with it later, but it is an investment. And investments, you have to be very, very serious about them. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for coming up with this beautiful idea. You are talking about those who are ready to register and then you start depositing money on the account. Is the cooperative already existing, or we are going just to float it with the members who register? And then, two, is there a way you can document this idea so that we understand it very well? It's not very easy to grasp it in one single meeting like this. I would suggest that if you give us a chance, we just allow those who are interested, and maybe we meet again when we can discuss the way forward. And then you are talking about investing in phases, or building these homes in phases.
Excuse me. Anyone who have the kind investment? CVZV 577. Anyone here?
Which model?
ZV 577.
Which model? Which model? Most people don't know.
If I understood it well, I don't know whether you mean that you'll be building the first 10 homes.
Probably a Mazda, right?
And then the other
Mazda?
people will be waiting. What criteria will be using to decide who gets first? And then, just in the same context, isn't there a way, since we are talking about group borrowing, isn't there a way we can have all these homes built at once, even if the amount of subscription will be higher? Thank you.
Okay, let me start with the last question. The first phase of homes are 30. They are not 10. They are 30. We are going to be 300 members. So the first phase is 30. All of us will get at the same time. So 10 people per home. The second question is the cooperative registered? Yes, it is registered. but we are not taking any money now. We are going to sit again after we register. The members who register are the ones who will be given more information and be given the forms, and they will review everything before they sign anything. Okay? This is a session for awareness and also for people to ask questions and get answers. The members will be given further information. Did I get you right? Okay, please. Yes, Dorothy is asking where our offices. We are located at 137 Berkeley Street. So it's downtown Toronto. We have a building there, 4 floors. So if you come in at reception and say, I'm here to get information about the Uganda Cooperative Society, secretary will be there, or someone will be there to assist you, and they can bring you to my office or any other person in the building.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's a question asked here, and I'm also interested in it, but I have not heard your answer. He asked what criteria are you going to use for selecting the 30 homes? Who will be the first one and who will be the last one?
He answered all of them. All of them.
No.
At the same time. He answered the same time.
Okay, let me answer it again for you.
300 members.
We have 300 members and there are 30 homes. Divide 300 by 30, what do you get?
10.
So 10 people will own one home
At once.
at once. There will be no waiting. So when the homes are built, 30 of them, 10 people will own one. You get the point?
How can 10 people only have one home?
10 people own it. It's like,
Property.
it's a property investment. First of all, the goal is to make sure that we have a head start. Okay? So that when we go back to another meeting and we begin collecting money for the second phase, we build another 30 homes for the same people, for the same 300 people. So that the 300 people can now share another 30 homes. So 5 now. You get the math? Now, after that, we come again and sit and go into another collection phase until every home is owned by one person. So you can share, you can sell your stake, and one person can say, hey, I want 5 shares. That's okay. If you have the monthly payments available, why not?
Are these going to be townhouses?
Yes, please.
The structure?
I am a very good, no, I don't need to do that. I'm a very good person at soliciting grants.
Yes.
If I did solicit a grant that is equal to, I would say equal to the 300 people, what percentage do I get of the grant?
Okay, so you...
To go to my housing, not to go in my pockets, to go to my housing.
Okay. All right, that's something we can discuss one-on-one. Yes, if you are good at...
For members.
If you are good at writing grants, the cooperative is also going to write grants. But if you can help us with that, that would be ideal. Now, this is where the good thing happens. When we get money from the government or any entity, listen to me carefully. That money has to be declared to you members. Okay? It has to be declared to you. And that means that we can say, look, these 6 months, we are not going to make any contributions because we've got a grant from the government. Okay? Or we got, our friend here helped us to get a grant from here, and it's going to cover your payments for the next 6 months. That is the beauty about the strength of numbers.
Yeah, but to encourage hard work,
yes,
because grant is hard work.
Yes.
To encourage hard work. Grant may not be necessarily from government. It may be from someone, could be from a politician who's running in the same riding.
Exactly.
Or it could be from a church. It could be from an individual. So
Anyway.
I believe there should be a percentage that is given to each and every member. If someone is a member,
yes,
we should have a particular, like a uniform percentage that you bring 100,000, you get 10% or 20%. Then there could also be a percentage that is given to a non-member.
who brings the grant.
Someone may be a non-member, hears about you, and they're good at getting grants, and they bring you $1 million.
That's okay.
They can't walk away.
In my experience, we don't share the cake before it's obtained, right?
Sure.
So what happens is when these things happen, the different thing about cooperatives is that each time you want to make a major decision, you go back to the members. So when we get money, like so we have $1 million, we cannot decide as the board that this is what we are going to do. We call a meeting, say guys, we are being on Zoom, or we shall meet at Dominion, or we shall meet at our offices, and there is something important for us to discuss. If you don't come to the meeting, don't complain. We'll make the decisions on your behalf. Okay? We will say we are going to give you $10,000 for the next 1 year as a contribution from the cooperative, because the members agree. And you will say, okay, no problem, right? But every decision is made by members. So when the grants come in, we don't make decisions, we come back to the cooperative. Yes. Yes.
So we're tax purposes, right? Taxes.
Mhm.
So if you're part of the cooperative,
Yes.
so a single mom, how do you now do my taxes? Do I include it in regular tax sheet? How does it kind of work out?
Cooperatives are corporations,
Yeah.
so they're not non-profits.
Right.
So we don't have a charity number, so we don't give a tax receipt. So you have to, if you're a small business owner, you can write it off as an expense, you can find a way.
Okay.
But if you are not, you have to declare it as an expense, and I think you could get a credit from your CRA. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see all members almost who are here, they are willing to join the program, and the target number is 300.
Yes.
And all of us here, maybe we are willing to start. So what is the plan? Because the target is in between 2 years. What happens in case you don't hit that stage of 300 people? What is the, can you clarify on that?
If we don't get 300 members, okay, because we have 300 members and 300 shares. For instance, if we get 100 members and we still have 200 members deficit, among the 100 people who are there, we ask them, do you want more shares? Okay? And then those people can say, yeah, I can buy 10 shares, I can buy 20 shares, I can buy 50 shares, you know. And then I own my own house. I don't want anybody. I'll pay $3,000 a month, and then when this house comes, I don't have any neighbors in it. So the shares can be sold among the members.
Okay. How about if they can't?
If they can't?
If they can't, they
Yeah.
might say, you know what maybe I have 2 shares, like I can afford this 600 a month, like, and not maybe more than 10 members are willing to do that. What is the next plan?
Yeah, then we shall sit. You see, we don't leave before. We come back and say, look, our goal was to get 300 members. In 3 months, we are short by so many members. Does any one of you want shares? They'll be like, no, I can only afford $300, or I can only afford 2 shares, $600 per month. That's it. Then we will find a way of covering up the rest as the cooperative. And we, the directors, we have the resources to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, please.
So I think we've understood that there's going to be 30 houses, and then there's going to be 10 owners of that one house.
Yes.
Well, my question is, who is going to be living in those houses? Are you going to rent out those houses? Or are one of the members going to be inside of that house? And then to go off that other person's question, how is that person going to be decided?
The 10 owners will sit down and agree on how the property is going to be managed. In my experience, some of them put a tenant, okay, and then they are able to receive the cash flow from the property until more houses are built. Yeah, so the 10 owners decide what happens in their property. Yes, please.
How do you choose the members for a particular house? Like do you choose at random, or we can come as 10 and we say our shares should contribute to this particular group?
Yeah, members have a right to say, hey, we're family, we know each other, let's just be 10 and take this unit. Okay? So you have a right to do that. It's not a cooperative to impose some guys to be with you ladies in the house. No. You decide. And then tell us, okay, last meeting we had at Dominion, I found these two ladies, I think we are friends, we can own this place. And then you write down something to show that you co-own, and then the lawyer will sign it, or counter-sign on it. Yeah, so it's all about many more meetings and mutual communication. Nothing is going to be decided in one night. Nothing is going to be decided by some superpower. Yes, please, sir. I beg your pardon? Yeah, the size of the house. Yeah, so I don't know whether Pastor Jumba is here. No, he didn't come. Okay, I was expecting to be here. So we are looking at building townhouses townhouses because the reason is that many of us have families, kids. Kids don't work very well in condos, breaking stuff and stuff. But if you have a basement, you can just throw them down there and have some peace. So we're looking at townhouses because we are communal. African families are bigger than other families. I guess we have had all the questions now. Please register with Edgar Kariowa. And if you have further questions, you take the address 137 Barclay Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5A 2X1. We're open Monday to Friday. Saturday is appointment day. You can, yes? 137 Barclay Street. Barclay is spelled B-E-R-K-E-L-E-Y Street. Toronto, Ontario. It's downtown, so M5A 2X1. And we are open Monday to Friday. And we thank you so much for coming. Phone number is 647-646-4301.
Can you read it again, sir?
647-646-4301. My name is Sempira Chwanuka Francis Xavier. 137 Barclay Street. Barclay. B-E-R-K-E-L-E-Y Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5A 2X1. Francis Xavier Chwanuka. Yeah, so that is it for today. I want to thank you so much for listening to me, and if you have other questions, please stay in touch. We're looking forward to building homes, owning homes, building a fortune, so that upon retirement, each one of us can say, look, I have $1 million in real estate, or 2 million or 3 million, depending on how much we're investing. Even if you bring all your income into real estate, trust me, you can never make a mistake. I've tried all businesses.
You have members already registered?
Yes, we have members. So it is the best business you can do. It goes down, but it keeps going up again. And the largest number of millionaires in Canada are made out of what? Real estate. Nothing else. You make your own research. If you want to make $1 million, come to real estate. Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all.
Bless you too.
See you next time. Bye.
Thank you very much.